The Strength of Many Hands. Arlo was a boy who believed that if you wanted something done right, you had to do it yourself. His room was filled with solo projects, half-finished towers of blocks, puzzles with missing pieces, and a bicycle he tried to fix but could never quite get the chain on. Arlo liked being the boss of his own little world, even if that world was a bit messy. One sunny morning, Arlo decided to build the grandest birdhouse Hilltop Grove had ever seen. He had the wood, the nails, and a very shiny hammer. He spent hours measuring and sawing, but when it came time to lift the heavy oak roof onto the walls, his arms wobbled. No matter how hard he puffed his cheeks, the roof simply wouldn't stay level. His neighbor, Silas, watched from across the garden fence. Silas was a man who spent his days tending to a massive community garden. "That's a mighty big roof for one set of shoulders, Arlo," Silas called out with a gentle smile. "Would you like a second pair of hands to steady the beams?" Arlo shook his head quickly. "No thank you, Silas. I can do it all by myself." As soon as Silas turned away, a gust of wind caught the roof. With a loud clatterbang, the wood slid from Arlo's grip and tumbled to the grass. One of the walls snapped, and the shiny nails scattered like tiny silver raindrops. Arlo sat down on the grass, his bottom lip trembling. The grand birdhouse was now just a pile of broken sticks. Just then, his friend Mira walked by, lugging 2 enormous, heavy bags of potting soil. She was heading toward the empty flower beds near the park. She stopped when she saw Arlo's sad face and the broken wood. "I'm trying to plant the spring daisies," Mira sighed, "but these bags are so heavy, I can only move them a few inches at a time." Arlo watched Mira struggle. She would pull one bag, then go back for the other, over and over. She was working very hard, but she wasn't getting very far. Her face was red, and her breath came in short gasps. Even though she was moving, it looked like the work was winning, and the sun was already high in the sky. Silas walked over, carrying a long, sturdy wooden plank. He laid it across a small gap in the garden path like a bridge. "Look here, Arlo," Silas said, pointing to the plank. "A bridge doesn't work with just one side. It needs 2 sides to meet in the middle to carry the weight." Arlo looked at the bridge, then at his broken birdhouse, and finally at Mira. Arlo ran over to Mira. "Wait," he shouted. "If I help you carry your bags, we can get to the garden twice as fast. Then, maybe you could help me hold the roof of my birdhouse?" Mira's eyes brightened. Together, they grabbed the handles of the first bag. With Arlo on one side and Mira on the other, the heavy bag felt light as a feather. After the flowers were safely in the ground, Mira stood with Arlo at his workbench. She held the walls steady while Arlo hammered the nails. When it was time for the roof, they each took a side and lifted together. The oak top slid perfectly into place with a satisfying thump. It didn't wobble, and it didn't fall. It was exactly where it was meant to be. By evening, the birdhouse was hanging in the tree, and the daisies were blooming in the park. A younger boy named Pip came by, struggling to carry a large watering can. Arlo walked over and reached for the handle. "Here, Pip," Arlo said. "Everything is easier when we move together." Silas watched from the fence and nodded, seeing that Hilltop Grove was stronger than ever.